Happy 2020. I'm WP Suazo, and I'm here to talk to you about monopolistic competition in the short then long run. I begin by labeling this graph. If you look at the graph here, as always, up and down we have dollars. Across we have the number of units. So what do we have here? We have a demand curve and we have a marginal revenue curve, and we have another demand curve and marginal revenue curve. Why a set of them? Why two of them? Here's why. This demand curve is the short run demand curve, and its corresponding marginal revenue curve is also short run. This smaller and flatter, more elastic demand curve is the long run demand curve, and with its long run marginal revenue curve. While I'm speaking of curves, this right here is marginal cost. What will another unit do to our cost, making another unit? That's what marginal cost answers. And here's ATC. ATC is total cost over total Q, and it's minimized by where it's bisected by marginal cost. In the beginning, we have a big and generous demand curve when we are the only business or company that has a certain product. However, when competitors gain this same advantage, the demand curve becomes smaller. Okay, so looking at this model here, how does it work? In the beginning, as with any case, any company will make units so long as another unit's marginal revenue is greater than its marginal cost. So if we begin with the immediate or short run demand curve, here's its marginal revenue curve in the short run. Marginal revenue, marginal cost. At the 80th unit, it looks to us that if we make an 80th unit in the short run, we get paid about $14, or we make $14 considering the discounts, and it's costing us $7 or $8. So we keep on going, and we go right here to the 100th unit. So when price is $20, when price is $20 in the short run, we make 100 units. However, to make 100 units, it costs us $10 per unit. If we look at our ATC curve, our ATC curve is here. This is our ATC curve. I'll trace it a little bit more. And so when we're pay 20 a piece, it costs us 10. So we'll make $10 100 times. So in the short run, our profits are $1,000. We have a $1,000 profit in the short run. When we are the only company or firm that offers a certain product, then what happens? To me, monopolistic competition is the story of public innovation. If a company devises something that cannot be protected, that cannot be guarded, an exercise, a dance, a recipe, putting toothpicks through hamburgers and sandwiches is something that certainly could not be claimed as private property, and then everyone else offers the same. And then what happens in the long run? In the long run, we have this. In the long run, we have price only meeting ATC at one point, which is right here. And in the long run, if we make less or more than 80 units, in the long run, if we make less or more than 80 units, we're going to have an ATC above price. But what this represents here is a tangency. So right at 80 units, the price and our ATC are synonymous. So we don't make any money, we don't lose any money. A demand curve with a slope indicates that this firm is a price maker. A downward sloping demand curve means price maker. But to me, in the long run, a monopolistic competitor is a price taker. So if I didn't say that correctly, a demand curve with a slope is a price maker. But to me, in the long run, a monopolistic competitor is a price taker because he's forced to operate at 80. If he makes more or less, he will lose money. ATC will be above price, which means losses. So a zero normal profit in the long run. My closing remarks about this is, what about the two efficiencies? What about allocative efficiency? Well, if we look at either 80Q or 100Q, what we can see is that the marginal cost is lower than the price. So here's the long run marginal cost, the long run price. Here is the short run marginal cost and the short run price. So what we have is we lack allocative efficiency. Or in other words, more units can be made from the long run or from the short run whose benefit is greater than the cost. So they ought to be made, but they're not being made. Another unfortunate side effect about monopolistic competition is this: we're missing productive efficiency. Right here is where this product can be made the cheapest, but we're never able to make that many because there's too many competitors, hence monopolistic competition. So this is the graph of monopolistic competition. I also offer a scheduled approach to this same discussion. Thanks for watching.